We took Tiger over, what was it? Pup. Um, so Lonely Prince and Black Cat are both interesting. Humpty, I'd really love to get the Humpty treasure with. Show Tiger, I think that's very strong. I think we're just gonna take the cat here. Prince is really nice if we find a princess. It's really not very good if we don't, obviously. There are a lot of princesses early to make that work. This also means we will take less damage. We would have taken 3 with a prince. We'll take 0 here. I think that's not worth nothing. I think people really underestimate health. Of course, here we are. So skips their first turn. So if we buy the Cinderella, we actually do have a chance to win the fight here because they'll only have 1 character. I think the best way to do that is to let the Cinderella attack first. Because if the thing has 3 health, what we don't want is if it's a 3-3, we don't want the cat to attack in, or both the cats to get traded in, and then the Cinderella to get traded, and then tie the fight instead of winning. Of course, they could have something completely different, but I think that might be a concern here, so we should try to think about it. Okay, so instead they had sort of a scaling character, so it didn't matter at all, but still, I don't think we were wrong to think about it. This is interesting because I want to cast 2 spells, so I'm going to do that to start. Get the Eeny Meeny. Because we did that, I sort of want to get the Crafty. It's just bigger than the Black Cat, and we're going to get a treasure next turn. Usually I think Crafty is really bad, but since we have the Fanny here, I don't think there's anything super worthwhile, and we'd rather see what 3 drops are available. We're fortunate because we're going to get a pretty big power spike next turn with this upgrading the Cinderella, because we're just going to cast a spell, almost any spell, and then the crafties each get +3/+3, so we'll get a huge power spike even before counting. Oh, this is unfortunate. We're going to get a bad trade here. I think we're going to lose this fight because that was such a tough set of trades. Yeah, looks like it. Oh, and they'll get. Oh no, they won't get the Slay. I wonder why this is so far back. I guess it doesn't. It's tough to tell exactly. Okay, let's cast a couple spells, right? Ooh, evil characters get +5. That makes you really strong. Oh, we got the Fanny off the Eeny Meeny. Spinning Wheel is nice. Gets doubled. Dog Contract means you basically win any fight you buy an evil. It's gonna get +10/+10. +2 gold is so good. I think we're strong enough right now we don't need to do that. Oh, and we'll get the upgraded Fanny as well. I don't want any of these. So I think I'm going to skip, and we can roll. And do we want, is there any, we'll just take the chicken for now. None of this is exciting. These are pretty big. Oh, you know what? Because we have 2 crafties, it probably was better just to take something. Getting the +6, overall is probably really worthwhile. This isn't going to be able to slay off anything on us. It's not really a huge deal if your opponents get a little power off of you, but obviously for if your opponents were weaker. But you don't want to, you can't try to maximize your board for your opponent's power weakness. I think it's worth changing this into a 3-drop, seeing what we get here. No, that's a good dwarf. We'll take the chicken. Obviously upgrade it, it becomes a lot stronger. We do have a beginning of a dwarf comp, but that's not what we're going for, so we're not going to stop here and mess with that. We already cast a spell. We don't have Slay characters. Yeah, nothing super good there. We do really want to get more treasures, as is almost always the case. I definitely messed up by not taking a treasure. I think we didn't do much with the 2 gold. I think we might have just bought a chicken. And, getting an extra +3/+3 on 2 different characters, even just temporarily, is especially early, in the early game, is definitely worth it, I think. So Lucky's going to be nice because it's going to give us a free character every turn. We basically have 3 characters that are very weak in combat, so we're happy to replace them with almost anything. Just keep them on our bench as just extra gold supply. We get a bunch of gold every turn because of the spinning wheel. So maybe it would have been better to take the contract and just try to win fights, preserve our health that way. I do talk about preserving health a lot, and I didn't really do it. That was a good attack for them, although I think our board just might be too big. Although, maybe not, if they get these nice attacks. No, yeah, oh well, gonna tie? Wow, that was a lot closer than I thought. Like, they don't get the buff there. Okay, so this isn't really something we want to replace it with, but oh, we can get another one? Is it worth it? Does it do anything? This doesn't hit any of our things. Oh, they really want us to go dwarfs. I think we will just like grab a couple dwarfs here. Oh, here we go. So we get another treasure. I think we're just gonna take... We don't have animals, we're just gonna take that. So what I'm thinking is that... My thinking is... If we find a princess right, which obviously is, you know, just a chance to do, it's going to be incredibly strong for us. I wonder if we should sell these two. Take the chance on getting... Yeah, let's do that, right? Well, we didn't get it, but... I think dragon's better than a chicken. Attacking the back line is better, although it's so late. I mean, and I guess this does more damage if it survives. Oh, we're not going to wait for this either. Yeah, we're really going to hope that we hit the princess right and just power her up very quickly. We have a lot of extra gold. Maybe they get a Slay. Wow, Lancelot's very nice. God, they're going to lose this combat really badly, which is not what they're looking for. And take some extra, even the chicken just did a little extra damage. 2 extra damage isn't nothing. We don't have any Slay characters. Okay, we're definitely going to take this. Oh, I forgot we get 2 attack off this time. Yeah, so we'll take that because it's free. Free is a good price for anything. I think we'll do Merlin's test on this. I think plus 6 just seems really worthwhile. Take another Slay because it's free. No, it wasn't free this time. Yeah, okay, can't just keep making stuff up. Calling it free. I wonder if there's a way to get these 2 in. I mean, obviously we could put them in front of dwarfs and get a ton of extra XP. And the way we would do that is by selling this, grab here. Oh, here's the princess we kept talking about. But I think on this turn, we're going to do something along these lines. And do we sell all these for the princess? Yeah, probably. This may seem strange. We got a lot weaker, which definitely hurts our chance at Merlin's test. However, we should get 2 XP off this turn. And that's really significant. I actually want to put these in the front, right? Oh, I should have put... I forgot we messed around with our dwarfs. I should have obviously put our dwarfs in front. Oh wow, that's a little bit annoying. Yeah, we're gonna lose this fight. But we got our 2 XP, so we'll hit level 5. That's all we wanted. We take 7, but we gain 2 after every brawl. So what I was saying was, and if I remember saying something, is that we should have put this in front of here, obviously. I think we want to still try to hit 6 here. We do have a nice Slay setup, so we can go for... Oh, we got a couple of these. What can we sell? Sell 1. Buy here. Oh, I forgot this will be an upgrade as well. Do we just give up on the slaying? I was thinking if we could, you know, transition to a Slay comp. I don't think we can reasonably give up on the slaying. Which means you just wait here. Shift these all the way down. Oh, we didn't get to keep the ability. Obviously, that's not as much fun. We could take one of these out, put the Yaga in. So So yeah, we could sell everything here, but if we end up going a Slay comp, obviously we don't want to do that. I think I'm just gonna pause. We have a little extra gold always. We're probably gonna lose this fight, but we will go up to level 6 in most circumstances. And then we'll just have to figure out how to go from there. We'll either go Dwarfs or we'll go Slay. We are kind of hedging. Well, we're gonna get crushed this fight. Really, really crushed. That's interesting. Yeah. But we are at 6, and that's really all we were going for. We actually minimized damage there at the end. So, we'll take it. Okay, this is extremely strong with evil characters. This is extremely strong with slays, which we were kind of doing. I think we're going to grab this. Might even grab a vampire. Let's sell some dwarfs. We don't have any mages, right? No. So let's look for some slays. Here's a slay. Here's a nice slay. So what we're going to do is something along the lines of... We want to make sure our slays trigger twice. Does it target anything? No. I guess we don't want that in now. Yeah, I mean this isn't a great board, I'd say. I wonder if this is even doing anything at this point. I think if we're going to pretend it's doing anything, we want to buy this dwarf. But yeah, I'd say overall, not really. If I can lose this fight, I wonder if it's just better to have this in, yeah. Probably this triple. If we find some lordies, you know, we have the dwarves transition back. If we don't, okay, we really don't want this to die. So the thing we have here, wow, so that triggered on our first fight, that's perfect, is that this has double slays and it also gets the blood moon thing. So it slays, okay, so it slays trigger once. I'm trying to figure out exactly how this works. So we will lose this fight, but just barely, that's fine. We also get the buffs from the bad moon, we get them doubled. Okay. They will take the Hand of Midas. And we'll take it over the spinning wheel. Unfortunately, that means we can't buy this. Looking for a 6 here. That will be strong for us. What if we just want to take something like this? Oh, wait, let's wait that just get an extra tick. No, I think we want a 6. Although, continuing to see. I want to see what this upgrades to. That is interesting, actually. This won't use our ability. I think we're just going to skip here. We're still looking for a 6. What if we just take these pigs right here? They have no real synergies with anything. Something along these lines. I know we want our slays doubled, yeah. So something along this, yeah, this is obviously very bad, but we're gonna have to swap it out. The idea is that we'll get a bunch of slay triggers. The copycat will trigger the Grim Soul, which will buff our Lancelot, and then this is just here. Here's as good as we can expect for some things. We'll trigger these again. You can see this grows quite a bit every time that triggers. Oh, and we get another trigger. Wow, yeah, this Lancelot is huge. Okay, so we're just gonna take the Baba Yaga. I'd really love to triple that, obviously, unsurprisingly. No one's surprised by that. I'm gonna do this. Slay character attack twice. That's exactly what we want. I feel like we sort of want this Hercules as well, so maybe we wait. So, the reason we did... So the reason we got the hand was because we wanted to free up slots, basically. Taking treasures that open up slots is really nice. I wonder why XP is still going. I wonder, is that a new... I didn't notice that last game, but you know, I'm not prone to paying infinity attention. We still have this silly Fanny up front. Basically the Fanny and the Princess useless. The Copycat, which is upgraded, triggers the last breath of the Grimsoul twice, which triggers the only Slay character we have, +4/+4 twice, which also triggers the Bad Moon, which is doubled. So it's triggering twice, it's also doubled. I think this gives us +4/+4. Then we're getting +8/+8 from, you know, the double Slay triggering, and this is triggering it twice. We're getting like +16/+16 or something, and this is attacking twice. This should keep growing very, very quickly. They have a Slay comp that's, you know, in its wildest dreams. Couldn't it be what ours is? Yeah, this just gained like 70 attack or something. I'm not calculating it, obviously, but we would have loved if the Grimsoul had attacked in. But can't get everything, I'm told. Oh, I forgot that it's now tripled. And we keep gaining health, which just serves as a little bit of a buffer against just us getting donked off. And I think we want the Echo Wood here. Yomigan is usually extremely strong. With the setup, it'd be incredibly strong. Oh, actually, do we want the... Maybe we wanted the Yomigan instead of the Echo Wood. Yeah, so the Yomigan is really, really good if you have the Grimsouls triggering. Unfortunately, see that we need the Copycat to attack early, otherwise it's not going to do anything. And we want the Lancelot to be tripled. I wonder if it's what's stopping on the Yomigan. It's not about the Copycat, it's just past its prime. The Yomigan is really good with the Echo Wood because the Echo Wood grows a lot, and when we trigger the Slays, this grows. Yeah, I think we'll wait here. You know, again, pausing, I think, or locking, is usually not super bad because you waste a gold, and spewing gold is obviously not what you're looking to do, but spewing 1 gold while maintaining the option of, you know, putting your comp in a certain direction that you think you might be leaning towards is worthwhile. So we'll see how this performs, and you know, having this attack twice is really strong. Now we can even hide it in the back and try to let it get some buffs first. Oh, we have some options. Oh, that's a tough one for us. However, this should just rampage their board. You can actually track how big it's gotten, which is interesting. We love the Hercules to actually grow, however, since these are all ranged, it's only going to get 20, so Hercules might not be where it's at today. Oh, with this trigger? So, we know that this has gained about 78 attack this fight, which is obviously incredible. I think we will take the Yomigan here. A second Echo Wood seems really nice, just because we eventually want to triple it. Another Grimsoul is really nice. I think we're done with Hercules. Keep the Echo Wood on the bench. And we'll put this up front. We're making this Copycat really unlikely to trigger, which means that we might just be better off with a second Echo Wood. However, in the event this does get to trigger, it's really strong, so I think we'll leave it. These two are both going to attack twice. As long as we don't run into like a Medusa, a Cupid. I mean, this is probably going to be bigger than anything we run into at this point in the game. It's possible, you know, it's obviously possible that we've got it outscaled, but it's not super likely. And this is a very big Lancelot, and it's going to help grow the Echo Wood. And if this happens, if the Copycat happens to trigger the Grimsoul, which triggers the Yomigan, it's going to be very big, and it's also going to make the Echo Wood very big for the fight. So And then of course the pigs is just a random. Oh, okay, well, I guess we won't get that trigger. We're very weak to a lot of what they have. We're weak to Medusa. Oh, that, just barely. Yeah, so Medusa's gonna take us out here, or take out that creature. Yeah, I think we'll lose this fight just because we got Medusa'd on 300, 300. Which, you know, we usually do it. Oh, we had nothing in the front row, so the earthquake did nothing. That's funny. Yeah, so if the problem is whenever Medusa gets the chance to attack, we are in trouble. Although, because this is ranged, we're just gonna tie this fight? Yeah. Yeah, that was certainly a fight, right? Medusa's really something. We keep getting health, which is nice. We'll take the chicken temporarily. This is probably, there's probably 6s that are better than this. Storm King, I don't know if that's one of them. Here's another Jormungand. How do we get there? We can sell... We're gonna sell the Storm King here, right, and grab it. Yeah, we'll throw it in. And we'll pause here because I think... Oh, they gained 10 health off of the swap. I think it's worth grabbing a Pigomorph in the next turn. If we can. I think it's likely that having... So I think actually we want to give up on the copycat and just throw in the Grimsoul here. Hopefully, you know, we want this to trigger before everything else is dead. It's... So the Grimsoul should trigger here. Yeah, which makes the Jormungand huge. Oh, unfortunately that's not great, but it will crush this fight, it looks like. 15 to them. Wait, we... Yeah, I feel like they... So they just made some... So we're not actually going to grab the Pigomorph. They just made some changes to the game. New patch, which is great, but it seems like there's a couple of just bugs floating around that are just mostly graphical right now. It's not a big deal, it just throws me a little bit when I see it. I don't think we're gonna, you know, invest in the Warm Root. I don't think it's worth it here. We really want to find a upgrade for the Jormungand. I think it's actually worth here selling the copycat and grabbing the chicken. You know, we're keeping this here because we like the permanent growth. We've actually triggered enough slays on this. I mean, this started off as a 20/20, and because we've triggered so many slays with the Bad Moon, it has grown to a 50, or I guess it's a 44/44 because it's just getting the +6 from being in front of the Baba Yaga. But I mean, that's huge. I mean, that's almost as much as, you know, that's more than just upgrading it would have grown it. Oni King is actually interesting here because we have 4 monsters. But I think we're really focused on just trying to get the Jormungand. And I actually wonder, it'd be interesting to see, I didn't actually check this game, but it'd be interesting to see how much health we've gotten from, yeah, it's weird graphical bugs, how much health we've gotten from the ring. You know, we just took it mainly to grow our crafties, but it's been pretty huge. It's nice here because getting these slays with the Bad Moon, I think this was a 44. This had 44 health at the start of this fight, so let's see how much we grew here. Yeah, we grew by over 20? That's incredible. That's really incredible. This Bad Moon has been performing just incredibly well. I don't think we're going to buy 1 health at this point. I sort of want to buff the Echo Wood so they don't get cheesed. I think that's actually a little worthwhile. Yeah, we're fine going down to 4 things, I think. When you buy a spellcaster twice, everything. Oh, we'll take everything. It's +2/+2. That seems fine. And we'll get that instead of the ring. I don't think there's enough rounds left that we can get punished super hard on this. So we really need this to trigger. Actually, we want the Grimsoul to trigger first, I think. Something like this seems best. This is a 400 attack. That's pretty incredible. You know, obviously being down a character is a little strange at this point of the game, but I think it was just best to triple that while we had the chance. It's possible it would have been worth it just to not triple it immediately, wait a turn. You know, because we had the chickens, we only basically saved 2 gold by tripling it now. So becoming weak in this fight to save 2 gold might not be worth it, although I'm not sure that we're that much weaker, given the triggers. So again, this is a very tough fight for us because of the Medusas. Oh, interestingly, this didn't even trigger. Yeah, the spells on the Medusas are actually very tough. Taking on a Medusa is obviously very strong. Medusa just going wild on us is really tough. We did take out the Medusa though, so they're just down to the summons they get. Of course, they got another Medusa. So Medusa's the only relevant character here. And there it goes, being relevant. Looks like we will win this. But we won't do that much damage because their Medusas just really gave us the business, so. I wonder if it's worth it to just take a Cupid here. We actually would prefer something that's good when it gets hit, rather than something that's good when it attacks, because we're actually a little bit hard up on the things that attack. This is actually good against Medusas. I might just take it for that reason alone. Pig is whatever here, I think. Yeah, something like this would even... These, I should say the names. Something like the Wombat is what I was pointed to. We didn't find anything super appealing. I think the Mummy is just... It's actually fairly good at killing Medusas, I think is the idea here. Of course, that might just be silly nonsense. You know, we do get a little bit of upgrade every turn with the Ivory Owl. If the Grimsoul triggers on the Yomigan, it's going to get very, very big. It's, you know, a double trigger. It gets 240, 240, I think, from that trigger. Oh, unfortunately we don't get to see the trigger this fight. We will take out one, but we won't get the benefit of this. Oh, there's actually a much closer of a fight than I would have thought, because we got apple bombed. But yeah, we don't take them out. We had a very close fight with Abella, so we're gonna need to hope that we do we get a little lucky here, I think. Is there any chance Baba Yaga is... Yeah, actually Baba Yaga's probably better than the things we have in right now. Earthquake's almost certainly just terrible. I don't know why I bought that. And pausing right here seems good. What we're going to do is we're going to put an Echo Wood in front, and we're going to put the Baba Yaga behind the Yomigan to give it a little extra slaying. Hoping the Grimsoul triggers it. Next turn we'll get the Echo Wood, and we'll just hopefully get a huge board off of that. The Mummy is nice against unbuffed Medusas. I don't know if they... We'll see what size their Medusas are. See if this might be worth keeping. It's only worth keeping in that very particular circumstance, obviously. But, you know, if we get the Echo Wood, we can throw it in the back and put something else up front. So, and we'll get a 6-drop treasure, which may be better than what we have. Might not be. It's hard to tell. they sheep something very big. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of weird graphic things going on today. Now we just have a pig floating on the screen. So they didn't get any Medusas, which I think means our 500 should be able to take them down. Unless they have sufficient range characters somehow, which it doesn't look like they do. So take them down here. Another Slay comp, another like weird Yomagun Slay comp. We saw the power of the tiger with the bad moon though, it was really incredible. Yeah, that was a really cool game. I'm really liking the Grim Soul Yomagan comp lately. Obviously this 500 Lancelot was probably what did it for us here. But it's you know, it was really a combination of things. We had great synergies. We were going to get another Echo Wood, which would have made it, you know, a 2000 by the end of fights. You know, usually with Grimsoul you only want to have one Slay character, usually the Yomagan, because the trigger is so good during a given fight, but we couldn't get rid of the 500 Lancelot that, you know, would slay 3 times, which meant it grew, you know, 30 every attack, and it attacked twice. I mean, that's also key. We got some really synergistic treasures. We also gained about, I'd have to say about 20 health. Not, you know, not that it ended up mattering because we ended up at 30, but gained about 20 health off of the ring with the tiger's power, which has happened a couple times, and that was all because we were sort of in a weird dwarf comp for a little while.